Hey, listen, I'm so pleased and excited to introduce you to Dr. Tiffany Field. Dr. Field, was there clapping already? Dr. Field is the director and founder of the Touch Research Institute in the Department of Pediatrics at the University Miami School of Medicine. Touch Research Institute was established in 1992, and it was the first center devoted solely to the study of touch and its application in science and medicine. TRI conducts research on the effects of alternative therapies, such as massage therapy, with various medical and psychological conditions. Dr. Field has received Research Scientist Awards to support her 30-year research career in the Department of Pediatrics and has published over 400 journal papers and over 30 books. I've had the honor of working with Dr. Field on research studies over my many years with Massage Envy, and she has truly dedicated her life to understanding and promoting the positive and healing impacts of touch therapies, and I really think she is the original pioneer of touch research in the United States. Tiffany says she lives a well life by exercising 2 hours a day, yoga twice a week, and getting massage twice a week. And she's also a pescatarian. So please welcome Tiffany. Hi.
Thank you, CJ.
You just wanted to follow me up, huh? We've done this song and dance a little bit before in other conferences, so I get to tease her a little bit. So Tiff, let's start at the beginning. How did you become interested and involved in touch research?
Well, before I start that, can I start at the beginning, which is what you and Linda Solon-Wolf are doing?
We're going to do that at the end. It's a surprise.
We can do it at the beginning and the end.
Okay, do whatever you want.
Massage makes me happy, and my take-home message is massage not only makes me happy, but makes me healthy. That's for all of you.
Thank you. Okay, now the beginning.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to that ending.
Okay.
Okay. So how did you become interested and involved in touch research?
Right. Well, research is me-search. That's an expression we learned when we were in academia. And my daughter was born prematurely, and we were working in the neonatal intensive care unit to try to make babies grow. And today, to get to the end of that story, she is taller and smarter than me because she got massaged every day as sort of guinea pig for this research. And just to tell you the long and the short of it, if we have found, and now hundreds of people around the world have found, that if you massage premature babies twice a day for 10 days, they will gain 47% more weight. They will be discharged 6 days earlier. And if you do a cost-benefit analysis, you find out that you save $4.8 trillion in hospital costs. So that's the basic finding.
And that's so exciting to hear because that started with her work. So it kind of caught on around the world after you started that. So we can skip the next question because that was the question. You're way ahead of me.
Oh,
so listen, it was around 1990 or sometime, and you were introduced to a benefactor that heard about your work that you were doing with premature infants and touch therapy. And that meeting resulted in seed money to you to start the Touch Research Institute. It's a great story. Can you share it with the crowd?
Yeah. A credible individual named Jim Burke. He was a CEO of J&J. You probably have heard in history that he basically took a bad product, Tylenol had some bad things in it, took it off the shelf, and set a precedent for the corporations in the US. He is on more corporate boards than any other American. I believe it was 17. And he started, after he left J&J, he started Partnership for America, which was basically to prevent drug use in youth. He invited me to his office one day, and all these men were standing outside being groomed and made up, and then they took me in the makeup room and did me, and then they went in and did a video in which he said if there was more touch in the world, there would be less disease and fewer wars. and that touched my heart. About a month later, he gave us $250,000 to start the Touch Research Institute.
Yeah, and Johnson & Johnson. So,
Johnson & Johnson.
yeah.
And CG and Massage Envy funded a good amount of our research too, so just to give you a little credit for
Yeah,
that.
and you had a lot of other grants.
Making me teary-eyed.
Yeah. I love that, though. You know, Jim Burke was actually named one of the top 10 CEOs of all time in the United States during his reign at Johnson & Johnson, for those of you who aren't familiar with him. And so for someone to say that he believed that loving touch could save the world from disease and future war was pretty powerful. So I always tear up.
Very
over that.
visionary.
Yeah, very much a visionary. So listen, we talked a little bit about the preemies. Can you tell us some of the studies you've conducted on children and the results you've seen?
Right. Well, they span from attention deficit disorder to autism, various problems that are affected by attention, to autoimmune conditions, chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, dermatitis. We've also studied cancer, leukemia in children. And but the key thing about doing this is we teach the parents to massage the children. And so it gets into their daily routine. It becomes a bedtime, along with a bedtime story. They massage their child. And those children do significantly better. And of course, the relationship between the parents is better. And we also found that the parents benefit significantly from being the massager by their stress hormones being reduced, as an example of that. So it helps both the parents and the children.
That's so great. And I thought one of the cool things that you did was kind of what I call visual research. So you did a couple trips, and you were assessing teenagers in America and their levels of touch with each other versus other countries. What did you find there?
Well, that was really my excuse to get to Paris every summer. And we first did studies on children on playgrounds, preschool-age children, and how much they were being touched by their parents, and in turn, how much they were touching each other. And we found that the Parisian children were being touched significantly more affectionately, more often by their parents. And in turn, they were less verbally and less physically aggressive with their peers on the playgrounds. And then the next summer, I said, I got to move to adolescence. And so we went into McDonald's in Paris, and we compared adolescents there with adolescents in McDonald's in Miami. And we found a similar kind of finding, that the kids the adolescents over there were all over each other, hugging each other, giving each other back rubs, whereas the adolescents in this country were doing a lot of self-massage, a lot of, doing the knuckles and flipping the hair. And the kids over there were less verbally and physically aggressive than they were over here. So the story is, and we have lots of monkey data too that shows that if you get touch deprived, you're going to become more aggressive, and monkeys end up killing each other if they're touch deprived.
So when we found out that the Global Wellness Summit was going to be in Florida this year, we were super excited to have the possibility of having you come and speak and meet this crowd. And so what we did was we took Susie Ellis to the Touch Research Institute, and we spent a day with her and taught her how to massage the premature infants. And from that...
She was really good.
Yes, from that, Linda Solon-Wolf and I got approval to start a new initiative called Massage Makes Me Happy, and we also got Tiffany here, so it's been really great. Listen, there's many studies TRI has done, over 100, on various diseases and disorders: depression, arthritis, asthma, eating disorders. Those are just naming a few. What I'm really fascinated with, and I'd love for you to share with the audience, is the results that these studies have in common with each other. So in other words, whether they had arthritis, asthma, depression, there are some key results outside that all of those studies showed. Can you take it from here?
Yeah, it's the massage makes me happy story, because in all of the studies we measure mood state. And in all the studies, no matter the condition, no matter the age group, there is a shift in mood towards more positive. And we measure this by a scale called the Profile of Mood States, or with kids, we use happy face scale that goes from sad face all the way down to happy face. And I have never seen less than an 8 on a 10-point or a 10-face scale after a massage, because the massage invariably makes people happy. And when your mood shifts that way, your EEG activity, your brain waves, shift from the right frontal region to the left frontal region. As your mood goes to happiness, your cortisol levels drop. That's a significant stress, that's a culprit stress hormone. And with that, your natural killer cells, your immune cells survive. So starting out with happiness has a long, long chain of biochemical and physiological and bioelectrical effects, which, so I'm very happy that CJ and Linda are doing this great mission.
And so, my next question was actually about how massage therapy boosts the immune system. So
Yes.
I think you really just answered that, but do you have anything else to say?
No, I want you to know that it's the natural killer cells that are saved by reducing the stress hormones. And natural killer cells kill bacterial cells, viral cells, and cancer cells. And so it's very important, and that's why I say, always add health to happiness, because invariably it's going to enhance your natural killer cell activity, which will in turn will reduce illness and allow you to have healthy physical well-being.
Yeah, I think I recall years ago when we were working together and I had to do a big presentation at one of our franchise conferences, and we said, there was something along the lines of these 100 studies have shown that massage decreases anxiety and stress, increases immune function, and relieves the related pain and dysfunction.
Right.
And so to me, no matter what disease or disorders that we have and that we experience in human life, if you can do those 3 things, you're actually helping someone live a happier, healthier life regardless of the disease or disorder or dysfunction that they've been blessed with. And so that's, to me, why massage, in my mind, is one of the reasons it's so powerful, is because we're not out there saying we're curing people, but we're actually saying we can help you be happier with what's going on with you at any given time. And I know you've had that experience, and I've had that experience, and many people in the room have too.
And I like to just interject that one of the mediators in all of this is having healthier sleep. If you receive massage and you're happy, it makes you happy, it's also going to help you sleep. And sleep, if you don't get enough deep sleep, there is this hormone that gets released called substance P, with a capital P, and that causes pain. So think of it, it's a vicious circle. If you don't get enough deep sleep, you're going to have this substance being released, you're going to have more pain, and then you have more pain, you can have more difficulty sleeping. And one of the things I wanted to interject was that you need moderate pressure. You need to move the skin. When you're getting a massage, you can't just do light stroking, because that is like a tickle stimulus, and it's very arousing. So if you want to get these positive effects, you need to move the skin.
Which is really great, because everybody wants deep tissue these days, but to have these effects, you don't have to have it majorly deep. Medium pressure, Swedish works just fine. Hey, listen, you've written over 30 books, but for today, can you just tell us a little bit about your book, Touch? Because I know that you just did a new edition of it, and that was one of the original books.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited because it's been translated now into 14 languages. And they send me copies of this, and I can't begin to read any of them. But it's published by MIT Press, and it basically walks you through a lot of the questions that were raised by Ashley Montagu, the famous anthropologist who wrote the book Touching. And so it covers cross-cultural, it covers gender differences, it covers basically all of the information that we know about touch as a sense organ and touch as an experience and touch therapy. And so basically that's the book.
Yeah, and because it's a new edition, you can find it on Amazon, the new edition, and get it updated. So just going away from the massage and touch really quick, you've also done some studies, like movement studies. Can you tell us a little bit about, what you tested on that?
Along the way, people always ask, well, what happens if you can't afford a massage therapist, or if you're somewhere where they're not available, or whatever. So we started exploring ways, what we call self-touch. And we did some yoga studies, and we did some Tai Chi studies. And if you think about yoga, for example, it has very similar effects as massage in that it is moving the skin. You're moving your limbs against each other, against the floor, the ground, whatever. But when we compare yoga with massage, we find similar effects. And Tai Chi, and think about it, if you're just fast walking, you're stimulating the pressure receptors in your feet, and that can have a whole chain of effects very similar to massage. So that's the reason we started studying those others. How can you self-massage? And ways you can do that is like yoga and Tai Chi and other forms of exercise.
It's so much more fun having someone massage you, though, right?
Well, one of the things it does is it boosts your serotonin levels. And serotonin is the body's natural anti-pain and natural antidepressant. So it's important to keep your serotonin levels elevated.
And massage does that too,
Yeah,
if I
yes,
recall.
massage does that, definitely.
Okay. Hey, listen, you graciously accepted the role of research advisor for the new initiative, Massage Makes Me Happy. So we're so excited that you are with us. Linda Solling-Wolf, the chair, is sitting over there grinning ear to ear. Her and Tiffany are old friends. They go way, way back. But really, I know that we've talked about it just a little bit, but more succinctly, can you tell us about how massage can create happiness in human beings' lives?
Yes. Well, first of all, if you introduce massage to a family, like we try to do, we teach parents how to massage their babies. And I have people on the medical campus who are coming up to me and saying, damn, my kid was in your infant study and he's a teenager and now he still needs a massage to go to sleep at night. I said, well, you should be showing him how to massage you. And so it enhances relationships between people, between lovers, between couples, between parents and children. And that creates lots of happiness, in addition to all the physical things that I mentioned, that, it boosts your mood, it boosts your serotonin, it makes you happy.
So if you take away, just a couple things from our talk today, remember that massage reduces anxiety and stress, increases the immune functioning, and decreases pain. And sharing touch with a loved one is a very positive thing. But probably the most important thing, or I'll get beaten up later, is we have a new initiative called the Massage Makes Me Happy Initiative, and you can find out more about that on the Global Wellness Institute website. And we have declared March 20th as Massage Makes Me Happy Day, in conjunction with International Happiness Day. So you'll be hearing more about that as we go along. Do you have any final words for our audience in our last 1 minute and 22 seconds?
No, I guess my message would be try getting as many massages as you can from whomever you can, and it will make you happy.
Maybe we should
and
do
healthy.
Massage.
And
Maybe we should, everyone stand up. And then you're all just going to face this way. And so stand next to each other. Let's rub. Let's get rubbing a little. Oh. You got 20 seconds. Now, if you keep rubbing, but you look up towards me, can you look up towards me? I'll teach you the old shifting off the energy. Cleaning it off. Okay, everybody turn. You don't have to do. Come here, Kate. Kate. Oh, all right, you ready? Clean out that energy. Just get it off. All right, namaste, everyone.